rolling down Constitution Avenue.
Temperatures are heading back to the 90s, and we are going to have plenty of humidity toward the end of the week. We'll let you know if this heat could last into the weekend.
Tensions grow over the future of RFK Stadium, why the mayor is pushing DC's council to act. Getting sports equipment is no sweat for these girls. The giveaway and professional training for these superb athletes. And cashing in on some of the best deals for dads for stretching your dollar ahead of Father's Day.
We begin with breaking news at 4. Take a look at this video. Smoke and flames bursting out from a building in Northwest. That's at First Street and Seton Place. There are 120 emergency personnel on scene. We're told so far there are no reports of injuries. Those flames, that is quite a lot. We have a crew headed to the scene. We'll bring you the latest updates as they come into our newsroom. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 4. I'm Tosin Fakile. Mark Hall has the day off. We're just days away from the massive military parade set to hit DC streets this weekend. That parade celebrates the United States Army's 250th birthday. It also falls on Flag Day and President Donald Trump's 79th birthday. Preparations are ramping up for that parade along the National Mall, and that's where we find our DC News Now's Randy Bass. And Randy, you got an up-close look at some of those vehicles we can expect to see this Saturday.
Yes, we are expecting to see dozens of massive military vehicles, large tanks, gunner machines, all that kind of stuff parade down Constitution Avenue here this weekend. Some of those preparations underway today, new banners going up, more fencing going up here along Constitution Avenue, and we got an up-close look inside that staging area.
So this is almost 80 tons of sheer power and lethality. It is crewed by 4 soldiers.
An up-close look at some of the U.S. Army's biggest and baddest equipment ready to roll down D.C. streets this weekend.
We brought Abrams main battle tanks, Bradley fighting vehicles, Paladin self-propelled howitzers, and Stryker infantry carriers.
Colonel Stalkoper says while these machines may be massive, not to worry too much about the tanks tearing up the asphalt.
So these track pads are about 2.5 inches thick, and they keep the metal off the road. So this is going to really help to prevent that.
But the parade goes beyond the armor.
Fantastic machines, but really what makes them great is the soldiers inside of them. And without the soldiers, these machines will be basically nothing.
Servicemen and women taking part in the parade, excited to share part of their story and give people a glimpse at their hard work.
I never thought 4.5 years ago when I joined that I was going to be here in D.C. for a 250th parade.
Everyone here is happy to be here, happy to be representing the Army and their specific units, and just happy to share in this celebration.
It's really exciting that we'll be in our own tank on Constitution.
Yes, expecting to see dozens of those extremely large, heavy military vehicles move down Constitution Avenue. That's something you should keep in mind heading into your evening commute and even into your morning commute tomorrow. Some of those road closures have already started to take effect. Constitution Avenue near the Ellipse, near the White House, that has since been shut down, causing some traffic backups as you head out and about this evening. Just something to be aware of throughout the next couple of days as these preparations ramp up and continue to get underway. Along the National Mall, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.
Before the military parade on Saturday, protesters in Arlington plan to line the streets. ARLnow.com reporting protesters will line 5.2 miles of sidewalk between Roslyn and Falls Church. They plan to have signs saying things like "No dictators, no crowns, we the people, not a king." About 2,000 people have already signed up to be a part of the peaceful demonstration. President Donald Trump has warned he will deploy very heavy force against any protesters at the parade. And the military parade will cause dozens of street closures and detours. Metrobus route changes that take effect Thursday night. Some road closures in Virginia will start tomorrow night. Reagan National Airport will close from 6:30 to 10 p.m. that day. And you can find a full list of the changes and everything you need to know about the military parade on our website, dcnewsnow.com. All right, it's time for us to get a check of your forecast with meteorologist Damon Matson. Damon, honestly, it was quite a pretty day today. I mean, less humidity makes a world of a difference.
It sure does, Tosin, especially this time of year when we expect, and we've already had some very muggy days. We know what usually comes with the territory in June, July, August here in the DMV, but this has been a nice break. Now, there you go. Plenty warm enough, no doubt. D.C. slightly on the cooler side compared to everybody else, but still the 80s nonetheless there at 81, but more on average here. Waldorf 87, Manassas, Fredericksburg out to Woodstock 85, and even up toward Hagerstown and Frederick, it has reached a little bit closer to the mid 80s. So decently warm, but we don't have that humidity. Now, the one thing we do have that makes it almost seem like it would be muggy, a haze has continued to linger in the sky. We just can't catch a break from those wildfires and the smoke they're producing up in Canada. Some of that smoke is getting caught up in our atmospheric pattern as we go over the last few weeks here. And today, another batch of that smoke filled into the sky, making it look fairly hazy, a little bit milky up there. But all in all, at least it has stayed higher up in the atmosphere, hasn't caused us any major problems near the ground. Now, as we head throughout the rest of the afternoon, well, those decently warm but comfortable conditions will continue, and the haze should even break up as we head into the overnight hours, with temperatures dropping back toward the 70s. Now, today we saw a little bit of warmth, no humidity. Are we going to combine the two, heat and humidity, as we head into your Thursday? We'll have a full look at your forecast coming up here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, we'll talk to you soon. Over 24 hours later, a man still sits on top of a broadcast tower at American University. How he got up there and why, we still don't know. DC News Now's Dave Laval joins us from American University in Northwest DC. Dave, what is the mood like there?
Well, hey there, Tosin. We can tell you there's a lot of disbelief and surprise about the man who remains on top of that tower, located behind me, but blocked by the trees. And people simply want to know, when is he finally going to come down from there?
I had no idea this is going on.
Blake Cooper passes by American University daily. Wednesday featured an unusual sight, a man atop the university's broadcast tower.
It's scary. If that's a student up there, whoever it is, I feel sad for the person. Obviously, there's no good reason to be halfway up some tower.
The man has remained on his perch about halfway up the tower since he scaled it shortly after 3 p.m. Tuesday.
For meal on the communications tower, American University.
Why he did it is a mystery, but Cooper's concern is the man is not suffering emotional issues.
If they're out there and they're in good mental health and they're just causing trouble in public and disrupting public resources, that's obviously not a good thing for anybody.
The man seems prepared as he has an umbrella with him to protect him from the heat. Our camera did spot a drone near the tower throughout the day as DC police negotiate with him to come down from his position.
I hope they resolve it easily and peacefully and above all safely.
Well, what we also need to add is the campus has remained open throughout the day despite the activity at the tower. You're told to avoid that area until further notice. We're live at American University in Northwest. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Thank you, Dave. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. Protests over President Trump's immigration crackdown continue to escalate in Los Angeles and around the country. This is the scene across several places in New York. More than 80 people arrested at demonstrations. Video there from Foley Square, a similar scene in Chicago and Columbus. In LA, police say people continued to gather after curfew last night. Hundreds were arrested Tuesday, and thousands of National Guards stood by from President Trump's deployment. Here in the DMV, there were demonstrations on Tuesday. Supporters at Columbia Heights Plaza say they will fight back and not stand down. Today, Montgomery County Executive Mark Elridge speaking on the unrest across the country and the impacts to Montgomery County.
Immigration raids followed by protests that have incited an unprecedented, over-the-top and unnecessary federal response. And quite frankly, it could happen here. MCPD does not and will not participate in immigration enforcement. That is simply not our job.
More protests are expected to continue throughout the week. Today, D.C. unveiling the newly renovated Public Safety Communications Center. The facility in Northwest will operate together with and as a backup to the main 911 call center in Southeast. Officials say the nearly $19 million investment will increase staffing capacity by 40% and modernize the current space.
Comm centers need to be prepared for whatever. We want to make sure our 911 centers are up and operable, and having this backup facility means all the difference. So we've always had it, but making sure that the technology was as up to date as our other center is really critical.
The mayor has also allocated money in the 2026 budget for pay raises and retention efforts. And still in the district, tensions growing over a deal to bring the Commanders back to D.C. Council members say the deadline to approve the multi-billion-dollar deal is too tight. The mayor pushing back. Our Mariel Carbone is live at the Wilson Building. Mariel, what can you tell us?
Well, Tosin, simply put, the mayor and council are at odds over this one. The mayor says that council can and should act in the timeline she's given them. Otherwise, she says we could lose this potential deal.
As long as this deal goes with the budget, I think our agreement lives. If it doesn't, our agreement dies.
That's the concern from Mayor Muriel Bowser as D.C. Council considers her proposal for a new Commander Stadium at RFK.
We have an incredible opportunity to bring our team home.
But council members are frustrated.
I think the mayor has set us up with an impossible timeline and a deal that is going to hurt D.C.
Council has until July 15th to take an initial vote on the deal, but many say that's not enough time to consider and negotiate the $4 billion deal.
It will not get done by July 15th.
The council can meet that date.
When asked if the deadline could be moved.
For what? We have even now 6 weeks to answer any questions, to work on any issues.
Under the current proposal, the Commanders will invest $2.7 billion to build a roofed 65,000-seat stadium. The site will include parking, housing, and retail. D.C. taxpayers will contribute about $1 billion.
When you have all ticket sales going to the team, all concessions going to the team, all parking revenue going to the team, we don't know what's left for D.C. residents.
Questions remain about what the council will do next and if it'll delay or separate the deal from the 2026 budget. Bowser saying Wednesday that team leadership isn't happy.
They're outraged. I think they feel blindsided.
Now, Chairman Phil Mendelson has maintained that council is not pulling RFK and the stadium deal from the 2026 budget. We know the first vote on the budget is coming up on July 14th. Tosin, the mayor also saying that any delays or concerns by the council could allow another jurisdiction to come in and swoop this deal away from D.C. Reporting live from the Wilson Building, I'm Mariel Carbone, D.C. News Now.
Mariel, it seems time is of the essence there. Thank you for that report. New today, Virginia's Attorney General joining a lawsuit against 23andMe over their plan to sell millions of customers' personal data. The lawsuit argues things like genetic samples and DNA results is too sensitive to be sold. Virginia law requires people to give consent for their information to be transferred. 23andMe filed for bankruptcy in March. 20 other states are also suing the company.